Hey guys, we are back again. Um, okay, and Brain still has opinions. Yeah, done. Okay. So, okay. Yep. Anything else? Okay. I think I'm just gonna be like chatting with Brain. Because every time I make one of these videos, Brain has an opinion. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Um, she's a very opinionated bird. We love opinions in this house. Um, so I wasn't going to make this video. Um, I'd actually been sitting and thinking about it. I have some dress skin on the back of my hand. It's very odd. Anywho, so I've been thinking about whether or not to make this video, um, simply because it's just keeping it going, and I don't really want to keep it going. But I think it's important, not in the sense of harassing someone, but in the grand scheme of this is what these tactics look like, so that as you guys navigate the internet, you can be aware, and you won't necessarily fall for it. Then I think it's fair to look at an example and say, okay, this is where this is happening. Um, and so what I'm going to say, because I uploaded a video yesterday, um, and I had someone come to my comments, and yes, they've been muted. I didn't delete the comments. I just muted them off my channel because I later found out through what we're about to look at today through the comments section, which I'm not going to go through the comments section. I don't think. If I do, it's not going to be deeply. But I discovered through this comment section that they're just a rage baiter. And like, I'm willing to have a conversation with people, but I'm not willing to sit here and justify every word and everything that I said, especially when you're going to twist my words and like ask off the wall questions and then frame it as I said they, when no, you directed that at me and my channel. Like, bro, I thought I was quite respectful, but apparently I'm expecting HelloLeesh to know about the fanfic. I don't. I never mentioned it in my video. I don't know why it came up in that particular comment, but it did, among other things. And I'm just like, where did I say that? Where did I say any of that? Um, but okay. And then got gaslit into, I never said you did. Okay, cool. Whatever. Whatever. So from here on out, like, I'm willing to have discussions. I'm willing to have discussions, but I'm not sitting here, I don't think, being overly rude or overly being like the accountability police and like, you should do this and you should do that and blah, 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 and telling people that they have to do something. I'm just looking at the both and. So if you're asking for someone to do this for you, then you should do the same for them. That's a considerate thing to do. That's respect within the community. Um, so, you know, that's kind of where I'm coming from. Now, with that being said, yes, I've already mentioned this is going to be HelloLeesh related. And hopefully, this is the last video that I make about HelloLeesh at all. I will touch on something that I noticed yesterday, something that I realized. Um, and it was after I made my video that I realized this. And I don't know exactly when it happened. I know right after I put up my video, I think it was five, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes later, Adam put his out. Um, and was talking about it, and I was like, wait, what? So it was relatively short time frame um, that this happened, but Jen Dent has removed all of her videos off of her YouTube channel. Other than 11, it says that there's 11 videos up there. I'm assuming those are privated videos. Um, and she has, as far as I'm aware, only got community posts up. Now, are those still in a somewhat problematic vein? Yes, but that's progress, I guess. Like taking some form of a step away. Her Twitter is also, she has no posts on Twitter. I can still pull up her Twitter account. I can still see that there's a Twitter account. And that may be a Twitter glitch. I'm not sure. But it does say that they have no content. It still says they have like 200 and some odd followers, but it says that they have no content on their Twitter. Um, and then I don't believe there's an Instagram either. I think the TikTok was taken down. Um, and I'm not sure what else. Like once Adam said the YouTube thing and the Twitter thing, I was like, let me go look at the rest of these social medias. Um, and I'm not sure about her Facebook. I can't speak on that. But yes, so confirmed. YouTube has no videos that you can see. It says that there's 11 videos on her channel. I'm assuming that those are privated. She has community posts up, and that's it. Also confirmed, at least on my end, it says her user handle on Twitter, but there's no content. Um, there's no post or anything like that. So I hope that's a step in the right direction. Um, uh, when in doubt, pinky out. It's just a habit. But anywho, I hope that's a step in the right direction. I hope that she is taking this time to one heal. Because like I said in a previous video, I don't think the amount of backlash and harassment that she got was fair to that sort of scale. Did she deserve to be held accountable and have people, criticizing her actions? Yes, but outright insulting and furthering problematic behavior, that's not constructive and that doesn't help anybody. And if they were a young individual who was very impressionable, and that sent them into a spiral, they could very easily not be here today. And I'll let you infer what that means yourself. So I frankly don't think anybody deserves that. I don't care who it is, not even Gabby. I don't think anyone deserves that level of harassment, bullying, or hate, period. But I do think it's worth noting, pointing out some patterns that I'm realizing and recognizing in some of Hello Leash's posts that she continues to make, which, like, the fact that she's continuing to make posts, like, yeah, okay, cool, make a post and address things, but it's giving breadcrumbs. It's, I address this, now stop asking me to address anything else. And then she comes up and she addresses something else. And it's like, okay, stop asking me to address anything else. And then she'll come forward and address something else. And it's just like, okay, but now you are the one perpetrating it. Now you are the one, or not perpetrating, but perpetuating it. Now you're the one keeping it moving. Now you're the one keeping the conversation open. Now you're the one that's actively contributing to the conversation. And then you want to scream harassment. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. So This particular post I wanted to touch on because this is exactly what I mentioned in my last video, and I think it's worth noting that she did eventually address kind of this screenshot, screen grab comment that was left on Cody Tyler or Cody Reads or Cody Rants or whatever YouTube. So I'm just going to scooch my cell phone over and we're going to take a look at this. How do I want to do this? I don't know. Make myself a little bit smaller, maybe. Maybe a little bit smaller. Let's fit me into the screen. How about that? There we go. Okay. Maybe just a small adjustment. There we go. Anywho, not me being quite proud of myself. I'm figuring it out, learning as we go. Anywho, so I'm not doing the split screen thing. I have to do all of this manually, and that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. So, obviously, as you can see, this is HelloLeesh's YouTube channel. And yes, I'm subscribed to her. The only reason I'm subscribed is so I can potentially get these notifications because otherwise I really don't care. Like if we look at her videos, this is what's left. Like there's not a lot left. Like 3 days ago and then 3 weeks ago, which means there's not even a video addressing the whole Jen Dent of it all, which to me is crazy. Yeah, to me that's crazy work. Not even addressing, you say that that's your friend, but not even addressing her actual video, but you do the whole Albuquerque thing. Like I don't know, bro. Like this is reacting to the Gabby Hanna fandom with Alyssa, and like you're not even being really in support of your friend, but y'all are friends. Like I did more coverage at this point. I'm pretty sure she made a video, but I also think she took it down. I could be wrong. Like at this point, me and Adam have covered Jen's video about Gabby Hanna, and we're in more support of her than you were, girl. But okay. So let's get back over here to the posts. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about where I say she posts paragraphs. I mean, paragraphs. And then she posts like multiple. Look. Like, well, I don't know how to capture cursor, but like, there's a little arrow on the side. Um, and yeah, like there's more stuff. Like, and we're gonna get to that too. But it's just, oh, well, that's fine. That works. But either way, we're going to be going through this as well through these comments that she left and such. Because that is the one that I was addressing, and she's not addressing me. So, and she's saying that someone messaged her about this. I don't know. But either way, we're going to read this, and we're going to. I'm not trying to pick it apart. I'm trying to point out a pattern. Okay. So she starts out by saying she relisted her 3 shorts about the situation. And I believe I said that in my video yesterday. Muckers are making it out that I'm hiding something. I'm not. Okay. Are you sure they're muckers? Or, like, couldn't. Is it only muckers that are saying that you're hiding something or making it out that you're hiding something? Or is there a possibility that maybe other people have critical thinking skills and you're just lumping them in with the muckers because if somebody critiques you, they must be a mucker? Interesting blanket statement. I keep hearing things about them, that I'm defending Jen and them, that I said the Colleen situation was blown out of proportion. I said in a previous video that the Colleen story makes me uncomfortable and that it confuses me. that it's largely about the exploitation of children, but we skirt past the Trent aspect. Okay. It, it made you uncomfortable. Can I ask a question? Squeeze me. Can I ask a question, please? How do you think Adam felt? Or Becca? Or Oliver? How do you think any of them felt? You were uncomfortable. The situation made you uncomfortable. Okay? Then why did you speak on it? You have every right to speak on it, but if it made you so uncomfortable, why risk creating harm for yourself or creating danger for yourself in that sense just for coverage of a story? Like why is that the choice we made? If it made you so uncomfortable, then why cover it at all? I don't know. Anywho, then this part. Didn't Swoop but make a whole video about Johnny and then say she couldn't get to Trent because it's too much work or time or resources, something like that. The whataboutism is strong. It's giving, don't look at me. What about Swoop? Like, okay, so I didn't touch on the Trent thing, but like Swoop did something over here. Not to mention that, or not to mention the fact that Trent is a private citizen, not a public figure. That's why nobody could touch him. That's essentially why nobody could touch him. Does it make it fair? No. Does it make it right? No. But that's essentially why it went down the way that it did. That's why Colleen was able to get backlash and Trent really wasn't. So let's not turn this on a Swoop. By the way, what are you doing? What are you doing? HelloLeesh, for a moment. Like, I do want to address you for just a second. Why are you bringing Swoop into this? Swoop has nothing to do with this. When I made my video where I was wrong, I debated for a moment, actually a few moments, whether or not to bring in other names who I thought had done a great job of addressing an issue. And I decided against it because they had nothing to do with the grand context, with the grand scheme of the entire context of what I had experienced myself. It had nothing to do with the plot. It was a footnote, a cliff note, if you will, for me to have mentioned another channel. I've been like, they covered this at length in a great way and brought great attention to it, but it wasn't needed. It would have just potentially distracted away from what I was trying to say, the meat and the potatoes of what I was trying to say, which was that I was wrong and that I had made an unfair judgment call. So, in this, why are we bringing up Swoop? Why are we bringing Swoop into this at all? She's unrelated to this. She doesn't have anything to do with Jen. She doesn't have anything to do with Adam other than making the doc. And she doesn't have anything to do with you other than the fact that you dislike her and that you're critical of her. So why are you bringing Swoop into this? Why do you have Swoop in your mouth in this? That's what I'm confused about. That's what I'm concerned with because it doesn't make sense. This is very much again the whataboutism. I'm going to give you breadcrumbs, but then look over here because they did something. Don't focus on me, focus on this. And these are the small, these are very subtle things. Put in parentheses means that it could have been taken out. Parentheses means that this entire context and content that she has posted can stand alone without what's in the parentheses. It doesn't need to be context. It's added for some form of context in her reasoning. So why not just remove it? This is what I mean. This is subtle. This is something to look for. This is a pattern to begin to recognize in these social media influencer and creators. When they start making statements like this, start paying attention, not necessarily to each individual word, but what is going on? Are they giving you breadcrumbs? Are they giving you full transparency? Are they giving you whataboutisms and context and throwing someone else's name into the pot so that they don't have to take the heat? Or are they sitting there saying, I'm uncomfortable and I don't like it, but I understand this is the right thing to do? That's the pattern that I thought was worth bringing attention to. And I'm sorry to say, Leesh, but this is a prime example. And that's what I'm using it as. This is a prime example. Not many people this day and time make a written apology or a notes app apology. If they do write it, they normally have it in front of them and they read it on a video. It's rare that we get to see text like this, at least from the circles of the internet, the scope of the internet that I have access to and that I have seen. Jeffree Jeffree Star, James Charles, Jacqueline Hill, they can make notes app apologies, but they're normally in a video. They're very rarely ever in a context like this. Not saying never, I'm saying rarely. So this is a prime example of what to look for when someone is saying that they're taking accountability and that they're addressing an issue. This whataboutism with swoop and it being in parentheses, giving context where context really isn't due to try and excuse their behavior and be like, well, I followed their lead. Okay, but if someone jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Think for yourselves. Anywho, it continues. I don't get it, and I've said that I'm not the one to talk about the situation. But you did. For muckers, this is their whole world, including side stories and characters. Most people don't know who Cody Tyler is, for example, or what they've done. I'm one of those people. I know that people in this space don't like Cody, but beyond that, I know nothing about them, and I don't care. We aren't friends. So you only care about people that are your friends? Like that's how, and maybe I'm inferring too much. That's how that reads. I don't care. We aren't friends. Okay? You know nothing about them. Cool. Maybe don't comment on something. You've had all of this time. I'm just gonna. Most people don't know who Cody Tyler is, for example, or what they've done. I am one of those people, which means you currently are one of the people that doesn't know what they've done. But you've had time, some time, maybe not all the time in the world, because you say you've been busy and you've been doing this and that and the third, and that's cool. That's fine. That's whatever. But when your community and outside communities are telling you what Cody has done, not to mention the Google Doc, which is what caused you to disavow your friend Jen Dent, mentions what Cody did. You can't claim ignorance anymore, especially when you are holding Adam McIntyre to the standard of he should have dug deeper. He should have been more informed with the Alyssa situation and not spoken before being informed. Inform yourself on Cody. The Google Doc paints a pretty decent starter picture. I mean, it even gives you the link for the original Cody video that started the whole thing. It it literally says, "Here, take this information. Learn. Do with it what you will. Share it wherever you like. You can't claim ignorance in this. Someone mentioned I defended their involvement in a comment I left on my page. So I did this another day, another time that I can't get the words out. So I decided to find where I'd commented, and here it is. I don't remember saying all of this. Doesn't matter. But it's about Alyssa. I don't care that you don't remember saying it. Your username, your comment, it's relevant. I'm sure you were very busy. I'm sure there are a million reasons why you may not remember every single comment that you leave. But it got some comments. It got some replies. I'm sure you got some notifications. So, either way, it really still doesn't matter much that you don't remember making it. You did it. That's like a person saying, well, I don't remember driving when I was drunk, but apparently I hit a tree. Doesn't matter whether or not you remember it, it still happened. It's like saying, I don't remember leaving the stove on at home, but somehow my house burnt down. And they said that was the cause. Doesn't matter if you remember it, it still happened. Intent doesn't negate impact. Amnesia moments do not negate actions. Actions have consequences. Period. I don't remember saying all of this, but it's about Alyssa. People cannot like you for whatever reason, but it doesn't make you wrong in how you've addressed Alyssa. Right. So you are addressing that people don't like them. And maybe you didn't care to ask Cody why, but you were aware that people didn't like them. I don't know. You could have approached that with curiosity and been like, I wonder why people don't like you. It's kind of odd. Like, I think you're a pretty decent person. Why don't people like you? And then done your digging and then become educated and then make an informed decision. I mean, there's so many opportunities. So many opportunities for growth. To those looking out for me, I appreciate your support, but it's best that you not send me screenshots of lies unless it's serious enough that I need to speak on it. Well, sweetheart, okay, here's a problem. You're asking them to decide whether or not it's serious enough that you need to speak on it. And every single person is going to have a different view of severity of what you should address. And I don't know how much has been lies and how much has been truth, but the fact remains is you're to those looking out for me, I appreciate your support. Cool, great. I don't know how many people that is, but you're going to get varying different information because people are going to be like, I think you should speak on this. I think you should speak on that. I don't think that this deserves being spoken about. I do. I'm confused. Anywho, I have to assume, I think she meant to say there. I have to assume there are tons of other misinterpretations, assumptions, and false accusations, but I can't and shouldn't try to address them all. Fair. Especially to an audience dedicated to misunderstanding me. So your your audience, because you're posting this in your community tab. So your audience is dedicated to misunderstanding you. If that's if that's the case, I, gonna shut up. Anywho, I'm just here to tell you that my shorts from the other night are not the smoking gun a mucker might think they are. Why muckers? Why not critical thinkers? Why does everybody have to be a mucker? Why does every person that critiques you and criticizes you automatically a mucker? Why can't they be a person with a brain who is able to draw conclusions on their own and have cognitive and critical thinking skills? Why are we making blanket statements? Why? Why are we making blanket statements? Why are we lumping people together? Your own audience is asking you to do better. It's in the comments of this video. They are not the smoking gun a mucker might think they are. Watch them. It seems you nor Adam have watched any of my videos. Sweetheart, honey bunch, sweetie pie. You keep harping on people watching videos. Adam should have watched the Alyssa video, or Adam should have done research before making the Alyssa video. Adam should have watched this video. Adam should have watched that video. Adam should have educated himself. Ma'am, take this time to reflect on what you just said. It seems you nor Adam have watched any of my videos. Why should Adam watch any of your videos? He's barely mentioned you. You continue to mention him, by the way. He's barely mentioned you. He doesn't cover your videos. And at this point, you're the one that's uninformed. So here we go back again to the muckers and the Adam of it all. This is exactly why everyone is starting to take issue with how you continue to leave breadcrumbs and address something and then deflect over here. You deflected onto Swoop and did a whataboutism. You came over here and decided to deflect back to Adam and the muckers and make blanket statements and sweeping statements saying that, was it the muckers are the ones that are critiquing you and such? Muckers are making it out that I'm hiding something. I'm not. Where is it at? I'm just here to tell you my shorts from the other night are not the smoking gun a mucker might think they are. Like, for muckers, this is their whole world. This is why Adam continues to say you're harassing him in his community, because you can't keep his community name out of your mouth and you can't keep his name out of your mouth. Take accountability for your actions, ma'am. Yours. Yours. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. It's turned into, what about Swoop? Well, Adam didn't do this. Well, Adam and look at what the muckers are doing. Look over there. Are Please stop being chronically online. This is the behavior that I'm talking about. This is where it starts getting into subtle manipulation and victimhood. Because now, because of the way that she has worded this, and I said before in the last video that she made things about herself. She's further going to make this about herself and play the victim and be like, you guys won't leave me alone. Because we're asking for her to take accountability. So let's get into what she actually said. By the way, here you go. Muckers, do your thing in the comments. I won't be checking them. Why? Why snide remark? Why don't you just leave it at thanks? Why snide remark? Anywho, this is the original comment. that was on the Cody Reed's short. Alyssa commented. Alyssa committed several crimes. People cannot like you for whatever reasons, but it doesn't make you wrong in how you addressed Alyssa. I see Adam removed his video. I'm glad to see he listened to the response to his video, but I really hope he acknowledges it. He's not a bad person for any of this, but like you mentioned, I started to realize I think he's relating to Alyssa a little too hard and doesn't realize that what she and her friends did was far and above anything he probably did in the Colleen Ballinger fandom. Probably. Thank you for coming with receipts to just one of these crimes. Did I say with? I hope I said with. Thank you for coming with receipts to just one of these crimes. I mentioned in my video that I'll dig up receipts if she continues to harass anyone over this. Well, she has continued this weekend. It may be too soon to talk about leaving this cult fandom if you're still behaving the same way from your dozen Twitter accounts, harassing people and agreeing with yourself, having conversations with yourself, and still engaging with other people from the fandom in something. But either way. So this, can I actually see it? I may not be able to see it fully. I may have to get on my phone. This is another one. I also think it's very interesting that all of the ones up to this point, by the way. Hello, can we stop lagging? All of the, can we please stop lagging? All of the posts that she's made up to this point have been very easy to read, very easy on the eyes. And this one isn't necessarily. And I think that's interesting. Maybe she just wanted it to be pretty. I'm not trying to draw any conclusions. I just think it's interesting. It's just worth being like, okay, interesting. But I am going to read it from my phone just because I'm going to leave it right here. But I just want to make sure that I have the full. Let me turn my phone down. I was watching ATs. I love me some Mingy. Anywho, if you're a Mingy fan, drop a comment below. Let me know. I just think he's adorable. So, before we get into this, side note, half tangent. Mingy is such like a confident on stage, got that swagger kind of boy. And he's just like very confident, very has the moves, has the look. And then you get him in an interview and he's just like, "Hi, I'm Mingy." Like he's so shy. It's adorable. I love that juxtaposition of his personality. Like on stage he's just like "Ugh," and then behind the scenes he's like um he is so adorable. Ugh. And then there's is it Felix? Felix and Hyun. My tongue does not want to work with me today. Felix and Hyunjin from Stray Kids. And then Wonho. Oh my goodness. Like they had him read thirst tweets. I might react to some of these videos actually. I don't know. But they had him react to his thirst tweets, and he was just so like shy. He was like, "What? Why y'all looking at my body?" And I'm like, "Cause you put it on display, sir." Somebody said that his abs look like King's Hawaiian rolls, and now I can't unsee it. Like the minute that it clicked for him in his head, he was just like, "Oh, oh," and then pulls his shirt and he's like, "Yeah." Like, bro, it's so cute. It's so adorable. It's so wholesome. Like in '80s, they did a closing thing on one of their shows. I think it was I don't remember which concert it was, but it was a guy that was reacting to like some of their more wholesome moments or like their top 100 moments or something. And they were like, we're not leaving," and like the stage is starting to like there's the bottom of it, and then there's this part that's coming down. And so they start by sitting down and they're waiting for it to lower, and then they start like leaning over and it gets lower and they start laying down. They're like, "We love you. We're not leaving." It's so cute. Oh God, it is so cute. It is so wholesome. It made me almost cry. Um, ATs, Stray Kids, Wano. Um, yeah, right now those are my big main K-pop ones. Um, and then Miyavi. That's my Japanese boy. Miyavi and Gact. Oh my God. Do not get me started on Gact. Anywho, I've gone on enough of a tangent about my K-pop and my J-pop and my like J-rock stuff. I've gone on enough of a tangent there. We don't need to keep addressing it. Maybe in another video. But let me get to this post, my lord. Um, okay, so there we go. Yeah, so it does cut off some of this. God, I got a hair in my nose that is itching the crap out of the inside of my nose. We good? Okay, so this is missing, like, what's on screen is missing about half, and it's so small. Like, I'm just going to, like, try to show you. Like, it is so small. You see how small that is? It's so hard to read. Not nitpicking, but just noticing. Okay? I'm gonna be very clear. So, this is what it says: YouTube commentary community. I've spent the day disengaged from YouTube. Yet Adam McIntyre and his fandom, all caps, will not leave me alone. You have 303 comments on this whole post thing. You have 303 comments. I don't know if I can see the other one. I don't think I can see it now that I've clicked kind of off of it. But like, you have like 30 some odd thousand subscribers yourself. Adam has 500 something thousand subscribers. Adam and his community won't leave you alone. Adam's hardly mentioned you, for one, but okay. And you keep lumping everybody that critiques you into being a mucker, so by that logic, I mean, my God. Anywho, creators. Oh. You covered my video about Adam. You overwhelmingly called it fair, nuanced commentary. Oh, does not apply to me because I did not react to that. Not a heat, not a hit piece, not hate, surely. Do you see what's happening now? We criticized Gabby Hanna for calling commentary hate videos, name calling, painting critics as monsters and predators, and encouraging a fandom that relentlessly harassed people. We didn't excuse it because she's not responsible for her fandom. I publicly disavowed my own friend when she crossed a line. Why can't Adam's friends do the same? Disavow Adam? You're asking Paige and Peter to disavow Adam for what exactly? For having a fandom? For people using the title of mucker to, which it's not able to be confirmed whether they are indeed a mucker or whether they're just saying, like, I'm a mucker and trying to make the mucker community look bad. But they'll go harass intentionally. There are some, absolutely. But you're wanting Peter and Paige and them to disavow Adam because of what? Of what? Is he a groomer? Is he a predator? Did he commit a crime? What? Did he make ableist comments? Did he double down on them when he was wrong? Girl, I'm confused. Let me reread this sentence one more time. Actually, let me reread this paragraph one more time. I publicly disavowed my own friend when she crossed a line. We know that's Jen. Why can't Adam's friends do the same? What line did Adam cross? He's a commentary drama channel. I'm afraid you're going to be more specific, and this is the problem in itself, is there's no specifics. This is why I say this is breadcrumbing. You're giving breadcrumbs. Sorry, I meant to leave this where it was supposed to be. You're giving us breadcrumbs in your audience as well. Breadcrumbs. And then look over here, look over there, look over there, look over here, look over there. And you continue to have Adam's name in your mouth, and that's not taking any accountability for what you're doing. You disavowed your friend. Okay, cool, fine. Great. They said hurtful and harmful things. Great. You should disavow them. Where's your accountability for your actions and how you've continued to perpetuate this? And insert yourself. You're keeping this going. Adam really hasn't said a word to you. He keeps getting information from his followers saying Leesh posted something else. So he's a reaction YouTuber. What's he going to do? React to it? I criticized him mildly and defended him, publicly disagreeing with Jen before any of this exploded. Okay, cool. Kudos to you for that. In return, Adam has called my videos hate videos. Someone's going to have to someone please in the comments below send me a link of a video where Adam called Leesh's videos hate videos. I actually want to understand the context because I don't recall that being the case, but again, I could be wrong. I would like to be informed. I do not have time to go watch all of Adam's videos, but I can say that of the ones that I watched, he's hardly mentioned Leesh. And if he has said something along the lines of hate videos, he has essentially lumped Leesh in with Jen. And that's the only nitpick and gripe that I would say is like maybe don't lump them in together. That's, I mean, I think that's kind of fair if that's what the case is. Accused me of harassment. I'm gonna need to see proof of that. Called me a fucking freak. I did see that video. That was in the Jen Dent Needs to Be Stopped video. I saw that part. And if all of these things are coming from that video, like I am gonna go rewatch that video. And I'll update in the pinned comment below whether or not all of these things that she's talking about are within that one video. Um, because it's making it sound like this is over a time frame, a long period of time that this has been ongoing. Um, just the way that it's phrased, and I think that that's important too. The way that the phrasing. Mm. And calls me HelloLeesh. That was also so the fucking freak and the HelloLeesh. Those were both I know in the Jen Dent Needs to Be Stopped video. While his fandom swarms everything I post. Maybe. Maybe. You might be right there. You might be wrong. I wouldn't make a sweeping statement like that, personally, because I feel like that is inaccurate. That is a blanket. I don't. I don't like blanket statements. I like specifics, and that's just a me thing. That's just a problem I have. blanket statements are dangerous and harmful. Um, I think, you have 34, I think, thousand subscribers. Adam has 500 and something thousand subscribers. There's probably some crossover. Jen had 30 some odd thousand subscribers. There was probably some crossover. If you start looking at Peter, Paige, Adam, Jen, and yourself, that's a lot of potential crossover of subscriber counts. So I wouldn't lump everybody that is coming to your post as an Adam fan slash stan. That's why I said that's making blanket statements is damaging and harmful. I even made a clarification post because a mucker said it was warranted. It changed nothing. They move the goalpost, pick apart every response, and call me unreasonable for objecting to behavior they'd never tolerate toward Adam. Well, that's another blanket statement. It's another blanket statement. Because if I were to call myself a mucker, okay, um, I am picking apart your response because I think it's damaging. I think there are some things in here that are alarming that deserve to be brought to light and pointed out and some attention and a light shown on it, um, so that other people in similar situations can avoid deflection, can embrace um, transparency, can build trust within their community. They can understand what whataboutism is, how someone can give you breadcrumbs without giving you the full story. I think we might take a look at the comments if they haven't been deleted, because I think that a lot of people, from what I saw, have worded this very well. Have worded their comments very well and addressed it in a very clear way. I may be picking apart your response, but I wouldn't tolerate this from Adam either if I were a mucker. I do follow Adam. I do watch some of his videos. I wouldn't consider myself a mucker if, I mean, a lurker maybe. Like I'm subscribed to him, but I'm also subscribed to Leesh. So again, some crossover here. Um, but I would not tolerate that toward Adam either. I've called Adam out in videos multiple times. In my own videos, I've called Adam out in the comment section of his videos multiple times. I keep that energy, babe. I keep it 100 over here. Um, yeah, no, if Adam just started off the wall making statements like this, I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Why aren't we taking accountability? But no, he tends to own his stuff. Same thing with Peter Mon. Tends to own his stuff. That's how you keep loyalty. That's how you keep your fandom from falling apart. That's how you keep building conversations and building trust within a community. That's how you build a community. Let's keep going. Aha. Got a sharp pain on my side. I shouldn't have to leave YouTube to experience peace, wait until they move on to the next target, or accept harassment at the price of criticizing him. Babe. Babe. Honey. Um, is YouTube your vacation? Like, I know it's your side hustle. Don't get me wrong. I know it's your side hustle. But, like, is YouTube where you go to relax? Because, like, you should not have to leave YouTube to have peace. Do you know what I do to have peace? And this isn't some sarcastic, like, go touch grass. No, it's not even that deep. It's really not even that deep. What I do to have peace, I turn off YouTube. I spend time with my family. I go fishing. I do go outside, not necessarily touch grass, but just get fresh air. I go see friends. I go for a walk around the city. I go out for a bite to eat. I make jokes with my husband in his beat up truck. Away from YouTube. Sweetheart, when we make our video, we all minimize, as far as I'm aware, unless you're chronically online, we all just minimize the tab and just keep going about our day, and that's where we find our peace. Our peace is not in this. It's never in this. This isn't peace. I don't know what peace you thought Adam ever had. Between Colleen, Joshua David Evans, Rachel, the Raven Simone thing, excuse me, VidCon, a move, the Jen Dent stuff, the Gabby Hanna stuff, the Joshua David Evans circling back again, Dev Noodle, like all these different things. Do you think that he is getting on YouTube because he wants peace on YouTube? Or do you think he's getting on YouTube because that's his job? Because I can tell you right now, I'm getting on YouTube right now because this is work. This is work for me while I'm in between jobs. And I have one that's potentially waiting for me in December, but I got nothing but time to spare, baby. And is it making me money right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I mind? Nope. This is my side hustle. This is not my peace. My peace is what happens when I shut off the computer, when I shut off the camera, when I shut off the computer, or when I shut off YouTube at the very least, and I watch some Crunchyroll on the couch right back there with my husband. That's my peace. YouTube is not my peace. Twitter is not my peace. I think you kind of have to, like, you shouldn't have to leave YouTube indefinitely and in this the scheme of like leave your channel behind. But if you need a mental health break, by all means take a hiatus, girl. Lord knows I've done it. Go look at my trajectory. You'll see months where I haven't uploaded a daggone thing. You want to know why? Mental health reset. That's why my channel is growing so slowly. And I don't mind because I'm taking care of me. That matters more than anything else in the grand scheme of any of this crap. I'm just trying to make it to the next day. And if I can help someone else make it to the next day, because this whole thing, this whole deflection, this whole giving me breadcrumbs or giving us breadcrumbs and then deflecting away, it's reminding me of experiences that I've been in that were very, very damaging to me, gaslit me, manipulated me, and put me in situations that I did not want to be in and couldn't figure out how to get out of. So I'm using this and you, ma'am, as an example because it is a prime example. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. To show people what it looks like so that they don't have to go through it. Because they shouldn't have to go through it. No one should have to sit here and wonder whether or not they're being manipulated, gaslit, or talked down to, or deflected, or whether someone's being honest or not being honest. That's why I'm making this video. Not to sit here and harass you. But I'm sorry to say, you're not going to find peace on YouTube. There's going to be someone that's going to have a problem with you, and you have to learn to be okay with that. There are people that have problems with me already. I ain't even big yet. I ain't even made it yet. There's people that's already got problems with me. You got to learn to be okay with it. You got to have some tough skin. And if the worst thing that someone's going to call you is a fucking freak and weird and leech, when you've continued to insert yourself into a situation that had nothing to do with you to begin with so that you can feel important, honey, you're missing the point and you're missing the plot. So maybe you should step away from YouTube since you don't have peace. Because I can assure you, you continue to go down this path, you won't. Peter, Paige, Eva. These are creators I love and respect and friends of Adam's who have remained silent. Good for them. What is the statement here meant to convey? That they should speak up? Peter, Paige, Eva. Non problematic YouTubers. I don't even know who Eva is, but I know who Peter and Paige are. Sorry, Eva, if you're out there and you see this. I don't know who you are. I would probably love to. But I have no problem with Peter or Paige. They're creators that you love and respect. Cool, fair, fine. And friends of Adams. Okay. Who have remained silent. Are you saying good? Like everybody should remain silent? Or are you saying that they should speak up? Because you just said a moment ago that, and I quote, I publicly disavowed my own friend when she crossed the line. Why can't Adam's friends do the same? So what are you flipping onto now? Jen's cancellation is not licensed for Adam to mistreat anyone who criticizes him. Right. Okay. I held my friend accountable. Is the accountability in the chat with us? Because when and where? This is the first that I have seen of all the posts where you said, I've disavowed Jen. There's not been a video, unless it's in your video where you were doing the big sis, little sis thing. This is the first I'm hearing about you holding your friend accountable and disavowing them. Maybe I'm wrong. I would like for somebody to point that out. Let's see. What will it take for you to do the same? What are we supposed to be holding Adam accountable for exactly? What exactly is it that he's done? He made a comment and called you a fucking freak and HelloLeesh because you inserted yourself into a situation that had nothing to do with you. Also, this isn't Jen's cancellation. She didn't get canceled. I want to make that so clear. She didn't get canceled. She got asked to stop making harmful comments, stop doubling down, take accountability, and instead of doing any of those things, she ran. So if she got canceled, she canceled herself. The internet did not cancel her. But okay, we'll call it cancellation. Sure, semantics. He can't control his fandom isn't enough when he knows what's happening, participates in the name calling, and continues feeding the dynamic. Well, he's told. See, here's the problem with he can't control his fandom. He's told his fandom, don't go bullying and harassing anybody. Do not go to their channels and say anything to them. I do not want them to receive hate. Multiple times in multiple videos, repeatedly throughout the videos. He is not and cannot be held responsible for the actions of someone else who decides to defy him. Period. If I sit here and say, don't go to HelloLeesh's comments and leave a nasty comment, I'm asking genuinely for someone to not do it, but are they going to? I don't know. This creator and fandom have a reputation, and it's crazy making to hear his friends speak as if they are unproblematic because they are. Peter isn't problematic. Paige isn't problematic. I don't know who Eva is. Adam's barely mentioned you. You've mentioned him. Let's see. Hold on. How many times do you say Adam and Mucker in this post alone? He mentioned you 2 times in the last video. 2. I sat there and counted. I was like, oh, Leesh is getting harassed. Let me listen. Turn my listening ears on. 2. 2 times in the last video that he made. But he's harassing you. But you sat here and said Mucker, Adam, Mucker, Adam. Sweetheart, I don't have an army of fans pressuring anyone to defend me, nor would I ever want that. I'm asking good people to take a stance against bullying. Well, I certainly did. I did. In the last video that I made. Nope, take that back. In the video before that. Actually, I'm pretty sure in both of them I mentioned something along the lines, but I definitely know that I made a comment about this in my I was wrong video. Please don't be complicit while a creator and his fandom relentlessly target someone who did nothing to warrant it. Now that one's wild, girl. That one is wild. So, okay. I want to understand something. You make videos and you go off half cocked on your videos, not fully informed, and you put them up. Cool. Adam does it, suddenly it's a problem. His community asks you to hold yourself to the same standard you would hold Adam to, and now that's a problem. Adam has mentioned your name in the last video 2 times. And he's called you HelloLeesh, absolutely, because you were so stuck on Jen and so stuck on Adam and his community. I understand where it's coming from. Like maybe reflect on why he's calling you that rather than the fact that he's just calling you that. Because you're so stuck on all of this and perpetuating it. That's the problem. That's the problem. Let go. Let go. Anywho, being called weird and a fucking freak and HelloLeesh is nowhere near as bad as being called a groomer, a predator, an R word, an R word protector. Let's not make it out like that's equivalent in any scope of the imagination at all. Asking you to hold yourself accountable is not bullying or harassing. It's bringing your awareness to the fact that you still have yet to do it. Deflecting and giving breadcrumbs does not satisfy the court of public opinion. You should know this. But hey, you're a drama channel. You've been at this longer than I have. You tell me, how's this going for you? How's this working out for you? Because what I did in my video, and I never thought I was ever going to have to come out with an apology video, and the whole time that I would be on YouTube, I never thought that I would have to, but I did because it felt like the right thing to do. It felt like transparency was worth more than ignoring it and brushing it aside and sweeping it under the rug. I could have. I'm small enough that I didn't have to address it. You want to know what my transparency was met with? Kindness, understanding, empathy. The same could be said of you, Leesh. If you took full accountability, if you stopped skirting accountability, if you stopped hiding behind your friendships and stopped pointing fingers. This is not taking accountability. This is pointing fingers at Adam and his entire community. What do you mean harassing? This is harassing. This is spreading false information. This is perpetuating a narrative that is damaging. So if Adam continues to have an issue with you, look at why. Spence is gone. Jen is gone. Joshua David Evans is gone. It's reeking of I want to stay relevant and I'll do anything to do it. And I don't want to sit here and argue semantics. I don't. Again, this is the big picture thing. The whole swoop part is a deflection tactic. The whole thing about I relisted my 3 shorts about this situation is here's breadcrumbs. The whole where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Someone mentioned I defended their involvement in a comment I left on their page, so I decided to find where I commented it, and here it is. That's a breadcrumb. That's a breadcrumb. That's all it is simply a breadcrumb. That's what all of this is breadcrumbs and deflection. This is crazy making. I said in my video that I hope that HelloLeesh and Jen learn and grow and reevaluate their choices and come back better. This isn't it. But let's take a look at some of these comments because this is insanity. Your stance seems hypocritical. This is 2 hours ago. Your stance seems hypocritical. Evangelina made a video not fully knowing who Alyssa was and later corrected herself like Adam, but he's getting shit for it. Ah, this part. Summoning other commentary YouTubers to come fight in the mud like it's Avengers Civil War. Remember when this was about the shit Gabby, or about how shitty Gabby was? That part. We've lost the plot because we're sitting here doing this. It's wild to see Adam mad, or it's wild to see people mad that Adam didn't take time to learn who Alyssa was, and people mad you won't take time to learn who Cody was. The parallels are uncanny, but at the end of the day, everyone's just mad except Gabby and Colleen. This has been great for them. Scrutinizing someone's mistake and trying to hold them accountable, but can't do the same for yourself. Nobody has asked anybody to delete their accounts. Facts. We've asked for accountability. Facts. I know it might seem like a lot of backlash, but this is exactly what Adam was receiving when you were all making videos about his mistake. Think, learn, correct mistakes. That's all that needs to happen. That's simple. That's simple. I am not a pro at YouTube by a long shot. I ain't been at this for years like y'all have. I don't have thousands of subscribers like y'all have, but even I can formulate an apology and take accountability when it's earned and deserved. And I know what it looks like. Any sort of I'm sorry, but any sort of I'm sorry, here's an excuse, or any sort of thing that there's not even an I'm sorry. There's a, I did this thing, but look over here. Again, breadcrumbs, distraction. Breadcrumbs deflecting. It's not accountability. Let's see. Here we go. I'm seeing Mucker's comment, but not being gross. The overwhelming majority are voicing their opinions in a respectful way. Am I just missing the bullying? Genuinely asking. Hi, I'm not a mucker. This reads as defensive as all hell. Saying no one knows Cody Tyler, but expecting everyone to know who Alyssa was? Holy guacamole, that's a thing to say. So we gotta watch your videos for full context, but y'all don't gotta? Got it. Remember that you don't have to talk about what you refuse to learn about. Stop blaming muckers and look inward. That's not me. Yeah, that way. I didn't say any of those things. But I'm not the only one that's sitting here thinking the same damn thing. Because what are we doing? What are we doing? What is this look? What is what are you hoping to gain from this leash? Like literally, girl, stop giving breadcrumbs. Say, I fucked up. This is where I fucked up. This is why I fucked up. I was acting in good faith. XYZ. I don't care. Say, I fucked up. I learned from my mistakes. I'm sorry. I'll do better in the future. I can understand why everybody's upset. My bad. This is a learning experience for me. I'll do better. Girl, I just gave you the recipe. It's up to you. You're older than me. I mean, your wisdom. There must be something I'm missing. Because you're what, 40? I'm like at least 4 years behind you. I don't know, girl. I'm disappointed. I still hope you have some growth, and I still hope you learn from all all of this. This is a mess. This is a whole mess. I really hope you learn from this. Um, and hope you do better in the future. Also, like your anxiety, I have seen through all of your videos. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. I will admit that. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm inferring too much. But it reads to me as being overly cautious because you don't want to implicate yourself with problematic people. You don't want to associate yourself with problematic people and you want to create some distance while also maintaining I'm their friend. And that's where it seems like some of the anxiety is coming from in some of your videos. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Anyway, we're going to leave it there because they said all I wanted to say. Like these people, they said all I wanted to say. I said all I wanted to say. And I'm done. The next video coming up, it might be about ATs. If I don't drive my husband mad first, listening to Bouncy. Um, or I may do the other video that I've been planning for a while. But either way, this this is done. This is done. This is a learning experience, an example of what to look for, and a way to educate yourself and move forward with knowledge in situations that become similar to this in the future so that you guys can be armed with that knowledge and be like, okay, I'm not falling for this today. That was my primary goal in creating this video. So, Leesh, if you take this as hate, girl, go ahead. I don't care. But anywho, you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Be well. Stay safe. And I will see you guys in the next one.